Hello, everyone. Uh, we are super excited and we are glad that we are here. And our experiences brings value to each of you. So, are you ready for the session? Guys? Okay, so I'll start with the introduction. So I'll start with Ankita. So Ankita, please introduce yourself and your brand.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ankita Srivastava, and I lead marketing for Nat Habit. It's a 100% natural skincare and hair care brand, and I'll talk more about it.
Hello everyone, I am Ashutosh Roy, founder of brand Offmint. Offmint is a new age multi-category streetwear and casual wear fashion brand.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Anuj Nevetia, co-founder of Bakabuki, a decade-old brand bootstrapping for 10 years. Have seen the entire e-commerce journey right in front of our eyes when we started. E-commerce was at a very nascent stage in India. From 15 days SLA to 8 minutes delivery, we have seen it all. Happy to be here to share our 2 cents, also to learn from you all.
Yeah, hi, my name is Ujjwal. I'm the founder of New Republic. New Republic is on a mission to make electronics fashionable. What you wear on your ears should be hot and happening, not boring and functional. That's what New Republic is.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Raju Kumar Sinha, Chief Business Officer at Epship. We are an e-commerce logistics platform. We have been helping D2C brands powering super post-purchase experience similar to what end consumer get at Amazon. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Ankita Chaudhary and I'm building Power Gummies in the capacity of co-founder and chief operating officer. We are crafting multivitamin gummies with zero added sugar. We have manufactured our gummies by our own in manufacturing plant, and recently we have launched Power Gummies 2.0, and we believe that people will give the same love as earlier they do. Thank you. So let's start this session with a fun twist. So the first question, if CLV were a character in a movie, what role would it play? An underdog hero, wise mentor, or the villain, and why? We can start with Anuj.
Interesting question. So I'm glad that finally someone, and at least we all of us in this room are talking about CLV, because it's one of those metrics we usually do not put a lot more attention. We see focusing largely around CAC. For me, if I'm allowed, I feel it plays more a role of a protagonist, like a main character in the movie, who is actually supporting everyone else. A good CLV is, I feel, if a business has a good CLV, it will always have your CAC in control and all other metrics. So I feel it's more of the main character in the movie. So CLV for me is a main character and not a villain.
So are you trying to say it's like a Bahubali?
Oh, you can say, but here Bahubali will not die. If it dies, your business will die for sure.
Amazing, amazing. Ujjwal?
What are your thoughts about CLV?
I'll tell you after this event.
Okay, all right. That's a private joke we've been having backstage. I think CLV is, obviously it's important. Everyone wants, who wouldn't want to pay once to acquire a customer and reap the benefits all through your lifetime. Everyone wants this. But I think it's very specific to industries and products. What are you selling? What kind of products are there? For something like Power Gummies, if I'm hooked on to Power Gummies, I will probably not change. But if it's something else, if it's perhaps some kind of fashion, then you try and experiment. So it's really different. But I would say as a main character, for me, CLV would be like a mentor, like let's say Kung Fu Panda and Shifu, somebody, Yoda from Star Wars, somebody who's guiding you, and you want to learn more, you want to know more, you want that intelligence or that feeling part of your own ecosystem, and build your business stronger. No doubt CLV builds stronger businesses, stronger bottom lines.
Great. Ankita?
So for me, I think CLV is really the underdog hero or the wise mentor rolled into one because, uh, the first business of business is to be in business. And CLV is really able to sort of help you understand what could be the potential business size and growth that you can achieve. And depending on where you are, whether your priority is immediate CAC or you're at a stage of growth where you're looking at profitability, CLV does continue to guide your business decisions. It should guide your business decisions, if I may. Um, so yes, that's why CLV is both the mentor and the underdog hero.
Ashutosh, what's your thought?
So I guess CLV is something we generally as a D2C brand don't talk so much. And if I compare with some movie or series, so I used to watch Netflix so much. Have you guys watched Game of Thrones? So I can compare CLV as Hodor, who can hold the door of your customers. And if the CAC is Jon Snow, who can give you the instant result, there is something underdog, which is very important for your business. That's the Hodor, that's the CLV. So we should take in account. Yeah.
Superb answer. Raju?
Sure. I think it's both an underdog hero and a wise mentor, right? It's not very flashy or in the spotlight. It's that quiet character that silently in the background helps a D2C brand grow faster by having a very focused strategy towards customer relationship and customer retention. Okay. So as a mentor, it teaches a D2C brand the value of having a strategy towards customer relationship and a strategy towards the retaining of the customer rather than just going after the new acquisition. And obviously, since it's always in the back end unnoticed, hence it's underdog also. That's all.
Great. So my next question is, how can D2C brand optimize their customer lifetime value to customer acquisition cost ratio to sustainable growth? I think this is a very ideal question and everyone know about your thought process. So we'll start with Ashutosh.
So I guess CAC is something which, as a brand, which can give us the instant result, but obviously brand is not about the result, it's about the journey. So if we are creating a brand, we should talk about not only getting sales and like delivering orders, what customer feel after that, how you can hold the customer, how they're coming back. If I talk about brand, how the brand sense come in any of the customer. अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ कि ये brand है, so it comes with time, it comes with experience. अगर मैं बोलूँ कोई brand है तो आप सोचोगे हाँ 20-25 साल तो पुराना हो गई. और अगर आप D2C brands की बात करो जो अभी इतने ज़्यादा 1 साल 2 साल में स्केल कर रहे हैं 1000 करोड़ का बिजनेस 2000 करोड़ का बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, बट द मिसिंग पॉइंट ऑलवेज कम्स टू द कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंस हमेशा वहाँ पे हो. सो एज अ फाउंडर, एज अ एंटरप्रेन्योर, वी ऑलवेज हैव टू लुक आफ्टर कि after getting the order, you have to hold the customers depending on your SKUs. Like I am in a fashion segment, I have lots of SKUs to offer. अगर मैंने किसी को टी-शर्ट बेचा तो मेरे को पता है कि उसको पैंट चाहिए होगा, एक्सेसरीज चाहिए होगा स्टाइलिंग के लिए, कल को फुटवेयर चाहिए होगा. बट उसके बाद क्या, लाइक मैंने तो बेच दिया, उसके बाद क्या, बिकॉज देर आर लॉट्स ऑफ अदर ब्रांड, लॉट्स ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन इन द मार्केट फॉर एनी कैटेगरी, जस्ट टू ल्योर देम, जस्ट टू. सो यू हैव टू मेक लाइक कस्टमर फील स्पेशल. लाइक कस्टमर को अगर लगता है कि ये ब्रांड मेरे बारे में सोचता है, हाउ यू फील व्हेन सम ब्रांड सेंड यू हे हैप्पी बर्थडे, हैप्पी एनिवर्सरी. Like this is a very little thing which is like coming from ages like brands do, but I guess those personalized feelings are missing like in brands nowadays. We are like generally we treat, I'm sorry to say, we treat customer as a whole, as a herd of sheep. Okay, so this is my north ka customer, this is my west ka customer, this is my particular category ka customer. But जो particular अपना customer की जो categorization है उनके emotional connect के ऊपर या फिर उनके preferences के ऊपर, उनके purchase journey के ऊपर, which we always miss out. So I guess comparing CAC to CLV, we should take account, like now I guess industry should talk about CLV more than CAC.
So are you saying that customer support and customer interaction will play a major role?
Yeah, definitely a like very major role.
Very major.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ankita?
So, I think what's important is at what stage of the journey you are in. Supposing you've just started out, and you've identified a sliver of the market where your product offering can be a big success, then go out and acquire all the lowest hanging fruits, optimize on your CAC, and go ahead and build that business. But once it's reached a certain threshold, that's when you really start thinking beyond GMV. You start thinking about profitability, about sustainability, and that's when your CLV really kicks in. You start to look at your cohorts. What are they cross-buying? What you can do to improve their customer experience. So it's I would say it's not about the industry moving from CAC to CLV. There is a growing realization that bottom line is important, sustainability is important, but I think you have to assess for yourself where are you in your stage of growth. That's one. Two is also the practical realities. CAC is also growing. It's really increasing. The cost of media has gone up. There are so many D2Cs which are proliferating, pushing up the costs. Legacy brands are doing a remarkable job in terms of, at least some bits of digital play. What price are you willing to pay, okay, to acquire that customer? Is it more profitable for you to get a customer and then start cross-selling, widening and deepening the relationship? I think these are fundamental, questions that one needs to ask. Are you gunning for trial? Are you gunning for repeats? And I think that's where the entire game is. Once you have that clarity, then you can go ahead and balance out the CAC versus CLV. And at NatHabit, what we've done is we've built it was founded in 2019, and we had this proposition of Fresh Ayurveda, and we sort of used a lot of performance marketing and optimization of CAC to build the brand to a 100 crore, mark. After which we are now, it's not like we weren't doing CLV, but now the focus has shifted to saying how do we optimize. So it's always a stage of growth, right, where you are. Yeah.
Thank you, Ankita. Anuj?
I completely agree with what Ashutosh just mentioned. I mean, CLV, I believe we have to see, from the perspective of are we able to create a brand. So now everyone has a different way of looking at what is a brand. We feel that if a brand has reached 1,000 crores is a brand. If we feel that it is endorsed by a celeb is a brand. But for me, brand is only when it has trust. It's just like having a best friend. You have a good friend, a high hello friend, but then you have a best friend. If people are choosing you as a best friend, like they feel that this particular brand understands us, they understand what value I actually want, and they are actually solving my purpose. If you are able to earn that trust, you have become a brand. So that is what I feel. CLV is to CAC and only will be solved if you are able to earn trust of your customers. It's very important to also focus on CAC. I won't say that CAC is not important. It's very important for sustainable growth as well, to also engage with new getting new customers time and again. But whatever you have earned, you have to make sure you retain, and that's only possible if you understand what is the gap and whether my brand is able to solve that gap, and do not deviate from that particular purpose. Be consistent with it. This is what we have been doing with Bakabuki. Many times we were offered, why don't you go premium? See, it's very easy for us to, if we are able to sell 4 million pairs by now, we could have easily sold 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 worth of pairs as well. But we stick to affordable premium because we understand this is a gap in the market. Because India is largely dominated by legacy brands which are largely focusing only on the masses. For example, Campus, Asian, Liberty, Bata, we know all these brands. They solve the purpose of mass Indian. But then there are also a population in India which is looking for an affordable premium kind of a shoe. This is the gap we identified. And we started selling only consistently in this price point, which helped us to have a better CLV. I'll tell you, because I understand, since we are here, it should be value for every one of us here. I believe CLV is to CAC. Up to 3, beyond 3 is considered as good. 1 below is terrible. Between 1 to 3 is, I feel it's kind of a business where we can optimize it to a label where it can be considered as a good CLV to CAC. For Bakabuki, we are currently at 9.5. And this we have solved only with understanding what our consumer needs and doing it consistently without deviating here and there.
Great. Ujjwal, what is your thought?
I like what Anuj said about, I like your thoughts about this. Yes, for all the companies I've worked with, and and in fact, even my own venture, New Republic, we've always been in the growth mode. In the growth mode, if I look back now and say what is important, CAC and CLV, and we're here, of course, talking about CLV. But if I look at the team composition in all these large and small organizations, the acquisition team is always 10x or maybe 100x of CLV. So CLV is that one guy or those guys who are like sitting on the corner and people are saying, okay, yeah, you guys can do something, but all the money is going towards CAC. So that's the reality. Whatever you say here today doesn't matter. What matters is that how is it getting implemented in most organizations. Having said that, yes, I think what Anuj mentioned is very important. What is a brand? Brand is trust. Brand is advocacy. The moment you're able to crack that continuum or crack that formula, you are in some sort of a CLV game. You give great products, you have a great branding, you have resonance with your consumers. They will probably end up buying your products and your brand over and over again. I would definitely, like I mentioned even initially, that CLV is a trailing metric. When you start organizations, you don't plan it into a structure, but it is far cheaper in the long run. It needs a base initially to work upon, and yeah, that's all I'll have to say about that.
Great. Almost everything has covered right here. Well, how I see CLV versus CAC is, understand, in case you are looking for a sustainable growth of your business, okay, if you want a stability into your business, you should have a healthy CLV, right? The only difference between a trader and a D2C brand is that you make your customer feel valued. Okay, traders एक बार transaction करता है, this is what matters to them, right? And brands create relationship. Okay, it's not just that relationship is not just limited to one transaction that you do with your customer. Okay, it's a journey from friendship to marriage. Okay, sell one product, get the feedback, you understand your customer, and then you upsell them. Okay, and then you make that customer loyal towards your brand. Okay, have you ever think a customer who is shopping on Amazon, maybe they switch from one brand to another brand, but they never switch from Amazon. Okay, the difference that Amazon has been bringing is that relationship that he has been building with their customers, right? The experience that they have been powering, and they have been making their customer feel valued, and they make their customer understand that Amazon actually care about the experience that their customer wants to have. Obviously, as Ankita said, the matrix varies from brand to brand, और किस scale पे हो आप, उसके हिसाब से वो vary करता है, right? Ideally, that how I should say, it should be 3:1, right? If really want to have a very sustainable growth, a stable business, you should not just look your customer as one transaction, rather than focusing upon creating relationship, okay, and improving a CLV. So.
Great answer, Raju, and I'm totally agreed that what you are saying. So, buying habit and comfort and availability, I think these also play a very major role in this thing. Okay, my third question is, in a world where customers are bombarded by offers and ads constantly, do you think that CLV is becoming more about emotional connection rather than transactional data, and how so? So I'll start with Anuj.
Obviously, it's not only transactional, it's very much to do with emotions, because what is CLV? We have to understand the basic concept of CLV. CLV is that you have, so let's suppose in our category, which is fashion, it's more impulse. People see our ad, they feel that, oh, I feel this shoe will look really good on me, let's buy it. But that's not a sale for me. That's not a revenue. Obviously, in books, it will come as a revenue. But for me, it will be considered as a revenue only and only if that customer feels that, okay, I ordered, I felt value in buying this shoe, and I want to buy it again, and also I want to refer it to my friends. If I was also able to achieve that, which is called emotion. So he got emotion. He felt that there is an emotion to it. They really gave me a 2,000 rupee shoe, which actually felt like a 4,000 to me. I really want to tell my friends also to go ahead and buy it. So if that happens for you is when you earn customer lifetime value. And next time you really do not have to invest on that particular customer in spending to bring him back to your portal, or at least not spend on retargeting that kind of a customers who are actually already loyal to you. So I feel it's very much emotional. Always try and do business, at least in India. If you are in India, people actually value brands. I feel there are so many white spaces. I'll give you a classic example. So you will see in India, people usually go and see that in the stores, we find the shoe sizes 6 to 10. And we feel that India is not, India doesn't have a population who is actually looking for a plus size shoes. But then we felt that no, there has to be some population because we are 140 crores. It's not possible that there will only be people who is looking for 6 to 10. And when we did a survey, we found that there is a population as big as New Zealand, 85, beyond New Zealand in fact. New Zealand's population is 55 lakhs. And we found that there are 8.5 million people who is actually importing shoes from Canada or Europe because there is no Indian brand who is solving this purpose. And that is when we introduced Project Plus, especially for the plus size shoe. And now when we started doing running ads on it, those people actually write a page, one page or paragraphs of reviews and feedbacks to us that you have solved our purpose, you have solved, a big problem for us. And that is where I earned their loyalty. That was emotion, and that is CLV for us. So this is what I feel, it's emotion more than transaction.
Transactional. Ujjwal, we would love to know your thoughts.
Thank you. I think it's kind of a U-shaped graph. So when your operations are small, your organization is small. Imagine let's say a boutique hotel or a founder-run outfit. Operations are small. At that point in time, emotions are very high. Your CLV is extremely high. You have a personalized experience. And as you go down the path of growth, the CLV continues to come down, and at some point in time, it becomes very transactional. And the key is to actually move from there, which is where you are trying to achieve growth and achieve scale, and get it back into, back up to where it was when you were small. And it's kind of a U-shaped thing if you imagine how I'm seeing this. And obviously, it's at every level it's emotional. If you advocate for a brand, you like the brand, you feel valued, or the brand's values resonate with your own. You feel proud about talking about that brand. You feel proud flaunting it, and that becomes an integral part of your life as you go about your life and go about your business. At New Republic, what we try to do is we are trying to create this entire universe of funky gadgets. Now gadgets can be used as a way of showing off, for peacock personalities who wear a certain kind of clothes, who have a certain kind of hairstyle, people who are in the fashion sense, who are fashionable. So what I would want, and from a personal example, and what we do is that we try and build this in a system where every time people feel that how do I stand out, and that's something which is so natural, it's so instinctive, everyone wants to, right? So when a young person wants to really stand out, he perhaps looks at shoes, and he looks at electronics, and he thinks about us. So for us, that the CLV communicate, or I would say the CLV thing kicks in the moment we establish this advocacy in the consumer.
Thank you, Raju.
Yeah, sure. I think CLV is, yes, absolutely about creating emotional connection with the customer. Okay. When you make your customer feel valued, appreciated, when you make them feel that you are caring about their experiences, they get connected with you, they retain with you, and that ultimately turns into repeat purchases, right? Uh, uh, I'm just giving an example of our kind of business wherein, so we are into shipping, right? Uh, uh, it's a kind of industry wherein getting 100% customer satisfaction is very difficult, right? Every day you'll be having certain challenges which goes beyond control, and then you try to solve it, okay? Uh, how it happens, the support matters a lot here, okay? When there is a person who is answering all the queries of the client, okay, if something is stuck, right, if someone is there to handle that query, solve that query, customer at least feel कि यार कोई है जो सुन रहा है, there is someone who is working upon it, okay, they retain with us, okay. Acquiring customer, looking that business as a transactional data only is not something that will bring stability to the business, okay? Because anyways, it's very highly competitive market. When you look at the D2C space, you talk about any category, you'd have hundreds of competitor, right? If you want your customer to stay with you, you have to make them feel valued. So.
Great. Ashutosh?
I totally agree. It's an emotional connect between like the customers and the brand when we talk about CLV. So as I gave example of my brand, we are doing fashion. So the basic thing I agree with Anuj. I am also doing the mass premium market where we are majorly targeting tier 2 and tier 3 city. If we talk about street fashion or high street fashion, we generally see the consumer in the like top cities or the big cities only. We always forget about what kind of fashion do people can adapt in tier 2 and tier 3 city. So product understanding is very much important. We do design product which looks very stylish, but they are also very much acceptable in like particular regions. When you are living in a village, when you are living in a small city, there are certain fashion that you can't wear or they are not acceptable in that very fraternity or that very area. So we do product design according to the people, according to the reason, and we do serve it, and we are getting great results and repeat customer, because obviously if you understand your product much better, you get more new customers and more loyal customers. So emotional connect is very much important. If they think you are designing for them, we always like say in any of conferences like, yeah, we are doing the fashion for tier 2 and tier 3 city. Yes, we are getting orders from tier 1 city, but we are very new. People are getting to know us. So in long run, like in 1 year, we have like 30% plus of our retention of customer, because obviously we have lots of categories to offer them, to cross sell them, to upsell them. But when we emotionally connect them, when we reach out to them for any feedback after the obviously 100% feedback, as my team members say, that they are not going to be like the perfect 100% satisfaction is not going to be there in any of the brand. But if we are achieving 80 or 90% people liking the product, they're liking the quality, and obviously giving the value of money. By saying value of money, you don't need to burn hands by diving into the pricing bloodbath. You have to trust your product. Okay, if I have priced this product at a particular price, this is the genuine price that has to be sold in the market. I'm not going to go below that in order to enter a bloodbath with other brands. So you have to trust your product first. So yeah.
Great. Ankita?
So I was hearing all the panelists talk about how do you make the customer feel valued. And you know, when you were talking about CLV, you have to feel her valued across the entire customer journey, right? So if you think being emotional about CLV means you make one fancy ad and talk to her in a very emotional manner, I don't think that's going to cut it, okay? What really lies beneath and across the examples that everyone gave is very, very hard-nosed insights, okay? Who's your consumer? What are the need gaps? Does the consumer need a bigger size shoe? Or, you know, in a world of natural where every brand is claiming to be naturals, how do you convince the consumer that you're really natural? What are the hard facts that you can give to the person, right? So understanding the consumer, really getting her onto, so you can get her onto your website or to your marketplace through an emotional storytelling, but that emotional storytelling also has to be based on a consumer insight, right? So, and then how do you mine all the data points. What is she buying? If she's buying, say, a pack of henna, is she buying a hair oil or is she buying a face wash? Then how do you cross-sell, upsell? Now, how you package it can be very emotional. So like, Raju was talking about customer support. So do you know what the FAQs of the customers are? That really is where the meat of the matter is. And your best relationships are where you know the person. And I think that's also very, very true for business. So the tonality, language of emotions is great, but really what drives business is understanding your consumers, understanding category, competition, need gaps, and preferences, opportunities to cross-sell, upsell, and all of that. Yeah.
Superb. So because of the limited time, we have a limited time. So thank you everyone for sharing your valuable insights. And I hope you guys enjoyed this session. So thank you everyone.